wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't even...
Hey y'all, how we doing? It's your boy Dereck. I'm back with episode 51 of the Fourth Down Forum podcast. Now, I do want to apologize if it seems I'm a little under the weather, a bit congested, anything like that. It's that time of year. Things are going around, but, the podcast doesn't stop, and I got an exciting one for y'all here today. We are going to be getting into Wild Card Weekend, so, NFL regular season wrapped up last week. We're now in the playoffs, so these games mean something. So we're going to cover the AFC playoff picture for Wild Card Weekend. Then we'll cover the NFC playoff picture for Wild Card Weekend. So without further ado, I don't believe I have these in any order. Maybe I do, but we got the number 4 Texans at the number 5 Chargers. Now, the Texans won the AFC South. That division isn't too much to really brag about. I'm not trying to discredit the Texans or anything like that. The Chargers just recently signed Ezekiel Elliott to their practice squad. So now they got a center. No, I'm playing. They've got another running back, which I will give my beef with Greg Roman is well documented. I did not like him when he was the Ravens OC. But the one thing I can give to Greg Roman is he knows how to utilize a running back to no avail. So, another interesting thing on the docket is 75% of the AFC West has made the playoffs this year. So there was only one team from that division that didn't. But we'll get into the other two teams a little further down the line. Who do I have winning this game and why? So, the Chargers hired Jim Harbaugh this offseason as their head coach. And this was supposed to be a rebuild year for them, and they're in the playoffs. The Texans, on the other hand, not a bad team by any means, but they've had some ugly losses. They lost Stephon Diggs for the year. I think Tank's out for the year now, too. So that leaves Nico Collins. I know they got some other guys on the roster, but they're not up to Tank and Stephon Diggs level. You know what I mean? Give me just a second. So, that said, the Chargers have Ravens West, as I like to call them. They have J.K. Dobbins. They have Gus Edwards. They have a lot of the Ravens staff and personnel from when we made it to the conference championship game last year. So I am taking Ravens West to win this game and advance to the divisional round. So, my favorite matchup, and yes, this is a little biased, from Wild Card Weekend. I have been clamoring for a primetime Ravens, Steelers, Ravens, however you want to word it, game since the NFL schedule came out back in like April or May. What better time to deliver that than in the postseason? So, we got the number 6 Steelers at the number 3 Ravens. My Ravens won the AFC North. The Steelers have lost 4 of their last games, which is in turn why we won the division. We are now getting a trilogy in a season of the greatest, I'll say it again, the greatest, and one more time just for those of you who didn't hear me in the back, the greatest rivalry in the NFL. It doesn't matter how bad one of these teams are, how great one of these teams are. Anytime they play, no matter who's out there, it's always a spectacle. Now, some bad news on the forefront. Zay Flowers hurt his knee. But I believe in Rashad Bateman. We fixed an issue from last year when we got to the conference game, which is we didn't run the damn ball. John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta. I am telling y'all right now, if we get to the playoffs and Derrick Henry only has 6 to 7 carries, there's going to be problems. We didn't bring him in to only give him 6 to 7 carries. We brought him in to be a difference maker and a factor. I have the Ravens winning this game and advancing to the divisional round. Broncos at the 7 seed and the Bills at the 2 seed. Now, this is funny because this final AFC playoff spot came down to either Denver or Cincinnati. And the Chiefs did one of the funniest things I've seen in a minute. But honestly, people are sitting here saying, oh, the Chiefs did that because they're scared of the Bengals, da-da-da-da-da. No, the Bengals should have played better earlier in the season outside of like Burrow, Chase, whatnot. And they would have been in the playoffs without needing help. The Chiefs had nothing left to prove. They locked up the 1 seed. I don't even remember which week, but it was pretty decently, I don't want to say early, but not before the season ended. It was before that. Anyways, the Broncos have been nothing short of amazing this year in the AFC. The first playoff appearance for them since Peyton Manning retired. Bo Nix has taken them and given them a chance. The Bills won the AFC East, which surprises absolutely nobody because they play, and no, this is not me talking crap, but they play in a cupcake schedule, or division, I should say. The Dolphins are the only other competition they have some years, but you play the Patriots and the Jets, and this isn't the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady Patriots. The Patriots just, man, I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, they just fired their head coach. So we are going to get into that a little. So, interesting to see. Who do I have winning the... Ooh, nope. There's a little other note I have here. Von Miller. Comes full circle for one Mr. Von Miller, doesn't it? Because he played for the Broncos. I believe he's won a Super Bowl with them. As much as I would love to see, and it's not the Bills themselves. I have no issues with the Bills. The fan base is very passionate, though. So much so that they'll sit here and argue, oh, Josh Allen's better than Lamar, better, they can all be great quarterbacks, right? I've said it before on this channel. Josh Allen has a case for MVP. Lamar had his best season ever. 4,000 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, passing touchdowns at that, to only 4 interceptions. He rushed for 900 yards. So those stats y'all were clamoring for last year, he has them this year. And Saquon also has a shot at MVP, or a case for MVP. The man was really close to breaking Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record. But as much as I would like to see Denver advance, I got to give credit where credit's due. I have the Bills advancing into the divisional round. So, the Chiefs, as I have said, have a 1 seed. They will get the bye. They don't play until the divisional round. And the more things change, the more they stay the same, don't they? I believe that covers everything for the AFC side of things. So, let's get into the NFC playoff picture for Wild Card Weekend. You got the number 7 Packers at the number 2 Eagles. The Eagles won the NFC East. It's always either going to be them or Dallas that win that division. Let's be honest. Well, no, I lied. That was a lie. Because the Commanders have been really phenomenal this year. And shame on me for discrediting one Mr. Jaden Daniels. I'm an LSU fan. I should be ashamed of myself. But the Eagles have 2 phenomenal rookie defensive backs. I lost a bet to one of my coworkers, one of my friends. You see him commenting all the time. We made a bet on the Eagles Ravens game. Ravens-Eagles game, however you want to word it. And I lost. That said, the Packers are well documented as being my second team. It's not something I try to hide. It's not something I'm ashamed of. But you gotta put bias aside sometimes. And Saquon Barkley alone has been on an absolute tear. I believe the Packers just lost Jair Alexander. So either AJ Brown or Devontae Smith is going to have a field day. They also lost Christian Watkins. These rookie DBs I talk about, I feel like they can handle the Packers wide receivers. So, that said, I'm taking the Eagles to win in advance. Now, my favorite matchup from the NFC side of things is the Commanders and the Bucks. The Bucks, I believe, won the NFC South. That division is, it's not bad. You got the Panthers over there. You got the Saints. You got the Falcons. I had the Bucks winning it. Baker Mayfield has been having a hell of a year. Mike Evans got his 1,000-yard season. I'm calling this right now. He is currently tied with Jerry Rice for most 1,000-yard seasons in his career. He's breaking that record next year. I'm way too early. Next year NFL prediction, put that on there. That said, these have to be the 3 and the 6 seeds. I did not make note of that in my notes. What? As much as I love Jaden Daniels, and I cannot say enough great things about Jaden Daniels, I am picking the Buccaneers to win this game. And part of me hopes I'm wrong. Part of me hopes the Commanders go beat them. I would love to see it. I'd love to see Jaden Daniels make it really far. But obviously, there's one team I want to see make it all the way right now. An interesting tidbit that I saw, just to sidetrack and talk about my Ravens for a minute. The Ravens have a little bit of history on their side. I saw an article or a post where it said, every 12 years, the Ravens win the Super Bowl. with a quarterback who's 28. And I was like, there's no way that's accurate, right? I looked into it. Trent Dilfer won Super Bowl 35 when he was 28. Joe Flacco won Super Bowl 47 when he was 28. Now we get to the current Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson just turned 28. And honestly, it would be poetic to see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl this year in Jacoby Jones' hometown of New Orleans. Because, we lost him earlier this year. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it would be interesting to see happen. But let's get into it. We got the number 5 Vikings at the number 4 Rams. And here's my beef with this, right? The Vikings had to play the Lions for the number 1 seed. But because they lost, they dropped all the way down to 5. But their record is 13 and something, I believe. If not 14 and something. They should not be a 5th seed. The playoff format, should it be changed? Let's make that the question of the day for the pod. I have the Vikings absolutely going and obliterating the Rams. They're going to come in. They're going to be pissed off. They got Sam Darnold in a rebuild year, and they're the 5 seed. That's hell of impressive. I think if we're to talk about NFL honors, and I do a podcast on that every year, I try to, you got to put the Vikings head coach at the top of that list, right? For head coach of the year. So I have the Vikings winning this game, absolutely decimating the Rams. This is probably going to be the blowout game if I had to pick one. That said, that is your NFL Wildcard Weekend Pickems, predictions, however you want to call it. Stuff coming up on the channel. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do college playoffs. If I don't get to the semifinal, I'm just going to do a whole big spectacular where it's like, this is the natty, this is what led up to it, and we go from there. But yeah, other stuff coming up on the channel. Head coaches around the NFL are getting fired. So I'll probably do an episode covering just that, where, we talk about the head coaches' openings, who we think will be good candidates to replace them, and go from there. The Kobe Bryant player tribute episode will be coming out later this month. That is locked, that is set, that is locked in. We're doing big things for the channel, like I said. We're going to try to be better working with my sponsors that I have right now. It's not that I don't appreciate them or anything like that. I do just get sidetracked on stuff sometimes, from time to time. We are at 249 subscribers. So we need 251 more to launch the next giveaway, which that giveaway, I will say it until we get there, is once we hit 500 subs, one subscriber will be picked at random, and they will win either an NFL mini helmet of their choosing or a college mini helmet of their choosing. But yeah, that said, y'all, I'm going to be covering a lot more. I think we might cover the combine this year if I could swing it. Free agency, you always get an episode like that in March. April, I'm already collaborating with Michael who y'all seen on the channel before, to do the annual mock draft that we put out. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. I'm expecting big things for the channel and stuff for this year. I'm trying to make this into a full-fledged career to where like I can profit off this, give y'all stuff that entertains y'all, and produce quality content for y'all. But that said, much love, and I will see y'all on episode 52.
Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces.